Guys, we didn't wish her happy birthday. It's her happy belated birthday, daughter. On 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to daughter. Happy birthday, dear daughter. Happy birthday to you, daughter. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AskJT. I have some awesome questions from you guys that you guys left in the last Ask JT. As always, if you have something that you want me to answer, it doesn't have to be Navy related. Leave it in the questions below. I'll get to it eventually, hopefully. So I've been wanting to do this question for a while, and now I'm finally going to do it. So I'm going to go take you guys out there and show you. The question is, JT, what type of car do you have? Let's go see it, fam. Alright, what's up, guys? So I'm going to show you, not this girl, not my motorcycle, but here is the girl. Here's my car. It's a 2014 Genesis Coupe Premium Edition. So I have the backup camera. I have, the bigger tires. I got the tint. And also the front is pretty cool on this car, because it comes like this, I didn't have to black it out or anything. It comes with all this stuff how it is. So it's pretty sweet. These are fake, the hood scoops. It's Hyundai though. What do you expect? They haven't got up to the real ones yet. You can open it with the button thing, and you get in here, and it's cool, you got the leather perforated interior. We got the sunroof. We have these cool little gauges here. It's like a turbo and PSI, your oil temperature, fuel, push button ignition. So, and then you have the nav, right? Got the nav screen. And yeah, you got the steering wheel things, and the back seat's pretty small back here. You can't really fit much. But it's a nice little car. It's a little peppy, almost 300 horsepower. I'm about to put an exhaust on it pretty soon. You got the windows can go down, yeah. So yeah, I like it. It's a fun car. All right, question number 2 from Cassandra. She asks, she says she's a big gamer, but she's worried that what happens when you go on deployment? I don't plan on taking my console TV with me on the ship. Is it safe to keep it in your room for months on end? I'm especially worried if I have a roommate. I don't want them to steal any of my stuff. All right, so Cassandra, you don't really have to worry. I mean, I have heard of people having their stuff stolen in their barracks room, either when they've gone on deployment or just in general. Somebody broke in and stole their things, or their roommate. I had this one friend, their roommate went UA, and before they went UA, or unauthorized absence, they took all of the person's stuff. So yeah, that stuff does happen, but there is ways to protect yourself. Number 1, make sure you lock all your things. Now, when you get into the barracks, when you first start off in the military, they say, they tell you to lock all your stuff. And normally they do room inspections. If they don't do room inspections to make sure that your stuff is secure, just make sure you get a lock and lock all your compartments up that you can. Because yeah, like you said, you don't want to trust, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt, right? Hopefully you hope your roommates aren't going to steal anything. But just to be careful, make sure you always lock your stuff up. And also, you should get renter's insurance. Now, this isn't like some scam. I'm not trying to sell you life insurance. It's not any of that. I have renter's insurance myself. I got it through USAA. I only pay like $18 a month, and it covers up to $10,000 of my stuff. If it was to get damaged or stolen, or a fire or anything was to happen to my things, I can get it all replaced. So if you're enlisted in the military, I definitely recommend checking out USAA and getting renter's insurance, because USAA is awesome for down the long run. Also, when you want to get car insurance or other types of insurance when you start a family, they're like the best rates out there, and they're an awesome company. And they are very, very, I haven't had any issues with USAA ever. So definitely looking at getting renter's insurance to protect all your stuff in the barracks. Question number 3 is from Eric Garcia. He asks, what is your thoughts on the AWR guys that you worked with? Were they cool with the maintainers? All right, so the AWR guys, we call them A-dubs in the squadron community. Basically, it used to not be a rate. It used to just be like a qualification that you can have. Like if you were an aviation worker, you can get like quals and be an A-dub. But now they just have it as their own rate, AWR. And it's like rescue swimmer, You can also, if you're with a helicopter squadron, you do anti-submarine warfare. But yeah, the AWR guys that I worked with in my squadron did like search and rescue, and they did anti-submarine warfare, and they were always doing a lot of drills, you know, jumping out into the ocean and stuff, practicing with the rescue hook and the basket. They also controlled all the anti-submarine equipment. But yeah, the A-dubs were pretty cool. They get to wear their little flight suits around all the time. So like on deployment, that like attracts a lot of attention, you know, of all the females. They like all the guys in flight suits and stuff for some reason, you know, maybe the Tom Cruise effect. The way maintainers see A-dubs or AWR guys, kind of see them as like cocky, kind of stuck up, but honestly, most of the guys were pretty cool that I worked with. I was friends with a lot of them. They were pretty laid back, really good swimmers. They were working out they had to work out all the time. And yeah, it just depends if you're, you know, like a cocky person. If you think you're better than everybody else, well, you shouldn't act that way, number one. And number two, you know, it's an awesome rate. Like, we all know it's a cool ass job, so just don't, you know, just keep a level head on your shoulders, you know? All right, so this last question is from Major Payne. He asks, if you're deployed with a helo squadron, how likely is it that you'd be on a carrier? Or is it that your squadron is attached to an air wing and certain bases? Now, this is a question that I get a lot, and I kind of picked it because I wanted to reiterate and emphasize some points with this question. Now, just because you are overseas doesn't mean you're deployed, right? All right, so when you're part of a squadron, the only time you go on deployment is when your air wing and the ship that you're attached to goes on deployment. So normally, if you're not on deployment, we live in the barracks on base. We work Monday through Fridays, and it's like a regular civilian job mostly when you're not deployed. But then when your air wing goes on deployment, obviously they need the helicopters, so we follow the helicopters onto the ship, and that's when we get deployed. So normally, like when I was in Japan, it's like a 6-month rotation. Back in the States, they usually try to send you out, you know, like a 7 to 8 month deployment every 2 years or so. You know, it's not like back to back to back. You have like a little break in between usually. So yeah, when you're with the squadron, you don't live on the ship. Like some rates and some jobs, you know, you have to live on the ship. Or some people, if you work on the ship, they give you barracks on the base. And it's kind of like with squadron people. When our helicopters or our air wing is not deployed, we just chill on the base in the barracks, go to the hangar bay on base, and do our work in the hangar bay. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. As always, social media and stuff below. I'm going to be doing more AskJTs maybe every week or two. So like always, leave questions and I will get to them hopefully. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.